me make sure I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. So we are excited for tonight with our tips from the top with some of our Diamond Empire, some of our newest promotions, some of our diamonds that have come back and gone, and some people who've gone to Ruby, which is our huge promotion going on this month for, anybody who goes. Ruby's going to get that $200 gift from It Works Corporate, which is so exciting. And so we're just going to jump in and get started. And first up, we have Gina.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Hi, Stacey.
Hi.
You got me? You found me?
I'm trying to look for you.
It says Gina Sottile.
I can hear your voice.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, but your video's not on, Gina.
Oh, it's not? Okay, so I'm using my computer, so I'm not used to that. Okay, I see it. Sorry, I'm always on my phone for this, but it's the first time. Now you can see me.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so I have to apologize. I have to wear my glasses because I can't see at all. And all you're going to see is a reflection. So I'm sorry.
No.
Is that going to work okay?
We're so glad you can first, before we get started, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited.
That is awesome. Yeah, well, you're well deserving of it, friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're just going to hop right into this. Will you tell us a little bit of how you got into I love how you joined. So
yes. So you know my story.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got married back in September, and my husband and I were just praying for a way for me to be able to stay home with the kids because we have 4 kids between us. I have a daughter, he has 3 sons. So we were just praying about a way that I could stay home. I was working full time, leaving the house at 7:15 in the morning, coming home at 5:30. It was just too overwhelming. So we were praying about that, and my husband had bought me a gift certificate, a Groupon, to get my eyelashes done. So we didn't know who was going to do my eyelashes. On my way there, I just felt, this has never happened before or whatever, but I just felt the Lord speak to my heart that I was meeting this girl for a reason. So I kind of felt that in my, I didn't hear a voice or anything like that, but I just kind of felt like I'm meeting this girl for a reason. I thought, okay, that's strange. So anyway, I get there and I start talking to her. She was such a sweet, sweet girl. It was Julia, my upline. And I just felt another thing come up in my spirit. I said, are you a Christian? And she said, yeah. How did you know? I said, I don't know. I just kind of knew. So we just kind of started talking. I told her how I just really was praying for a way to stay home. And she said, well, you should do what I do. I said, well, what do you do? And so she started telling me about It Works. And I just knew in my gut that that's what I was going to do. So I went home, told my husband about it. And that was the night that John and Sherry were doing their Zoom for Millionaires Club. So that night we both got on and we were just hearing them speak into everyone. And John was talking about how he was praying people into the business. And we just said, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. So this is the answer for me to be able to come home. So I quit my job very quickly after getting started because I knew that it was taking off and I knew that I was going to be successful in the business. I saw the potential. I loved the company. I loved the products. And so, yeah, that's how I got started.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that. And just thinking about it, in everyday life, so many people put a stress on I have to blitz somebody, but that's basically what they would say, what Julia did to get you started. She just, and blitzing is just sharing an opportunity.
Exactly. She was such a good example of what we can all be doing. She was listening to me. I was saying I was looking for a way to stay home, or, if someone's saying they're looking for a way to make extra money or they hate their job or whatever it is, that's all you have to do is say, hey, well, this is what I do. What do you think? It's that simple.
Yeah.
Sharing.
Because how many people are actually praying for an opportunity to stay?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so when was this? When did you join?
Okay, so the very end of January.
Okay.
And then I went Ruby the end of March, and then just went Diamond. So, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thanks.
That's so great. Okay, so share with us a little bit because you're so lightheartedly Ruby.
All right. Okay. So you want to know how I did it. What do you want to know?
What are some things that you did to first go Ruby, because that's one of the promotions we have going on right now. So just getting started, you started the end of January, and in just a little over a month, you ended up going Ruby. So what were some of the things that you did right there?
So, so obviously, first off, I went right into my work and I started trying the wraps on people. Actually, I tried the wrap on my husband right away. He immediately got results. So I tried, that's one thing that I'm going to say. Don't do what I did, because I waited until I got the product because I was a little bit nervous. And I really wish I just listened to Julia and just got started, just like you're all hearing everybody say, just jump into it, just start posting, because I maybe could have gotten the $10,000 bonus. You know what I mean? I was and I didn't. I got the $5,000 bonus, but still, the quicker you get started, the better. For the different bonuses and things like that. So anyway, so I got the wrap on people right away. I went into my work and I put the wrap on a couple girls at work. They came out. When they took the wrap off, they had results. I was freaking out. I'm like, I can sell the heck out of this thing. Like this, who doesn't want to do that, to tighten, tone, and firm? So that's how I got started, getting the wrap on people. Then I started posting. I was nervous, like you're going to hear a lot of people say. I was nervous about posting because I didn't have a presence on social media at all. I didn't have an Instagram account, and I only had 300 followers on Facebook. And so I really didn't start with a big network of people. I had to really grow my network. So that's what I started doing right away, listening to what all of you girls always say, growing my network, posting, messaging. I wrote my little notes down here, but I do what you've all told us to do. And immediately, I think the main thing for me in the beginning was posting and then growing my social network.
Okay, so how did you grow your social network?
Okay, so
I'm from a small town, or my family is really supporting me. How did you? And
that's totally how it was for me. I, like I said, only had 300 followers on Facebook. And I think Julia said she got a little nervous when she saw how many followers I had. She was like, how is she going to do this? But it's true. You just have to grow your network. I listened to Kelly Brown's Growing Your Business on Instagram, because I knew nothing. I didn't even know how to use Instagram. So she taught me. So go to Kelly Brown's YouTube video on how to do Instagram. For me, that works for me. Everybody has a different way, but I love her. And for Facebook, I just went to my friends' friends. You forget how many people you really do know, like from high school. So I went to high school friends and started adding people, So I took and when I was thinking about what I wanted to say, I was at like 300 followers on Facebook, 0 on Instagram. I went to 1,200. I'm at 1,200, I think, around there on Facebook. Okay, so since February, I now have 95 loyal customers. Okay, so that's about 16 a month.
Yeah.
But I looked at it, and 50 of those customers, so half of those customers, are total strangers that I didn't even know. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like people say, well, I don't know a lot of people. You don't have to know a lot of people, because I didn't know half of my loyal customers. And most of the people that I maybe did know, I don't really know well. Maybe they're from high school. You know what I mean? And then there's, of course, those handful of people that I know really well. So you just have to, that's how I grew that's how I grew it through Kelly for Instagram, and then just friends, adding friends.
Yeah, I love that. And that is so true. You want to continually be growing your network.
Yes.
It's so important, because you're saying 300 friends, they still need to see your stuff, because eventually they're going to come. But man, I can't tell you, like the lady who I just signed up as a loyal customer yesterday, I've known her for 2 years. You know?
You just never know. Yeah.
And you know what she wrote me? She's like, you finally wore me down.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I need to get skinny. I'm like, I will help you, But that's just part of it. You got to continue to keep posting, so those people will eventually, they will jump in. But then if you're not growing your network, you're going to get a little disheartened in the midst of it. And so you want to grow that network to have it. I'll always remember the day I started adding people. The very first day I started adding people, someone hopped on, and I added her that day, and she's like, the day before I had done a hair, skin, and nails post, she's like, I want to grow my hair out. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, great. I just added you today, and I posted that yesterday.
Right, that's so fantastic. Yeah. Some people it's quick, some people it takes time. So you just keep growing your network and keep posting. And you know what I noticed too is it's so funny, because you think people maybe aren't, the people that aren't liking and commenting, they're still seeing your posts. Because I'll go to church and someone will say, oh, I see you made that promotion. I'm like, well, you've never liked or commented on anything, so I didn't know. But they're seeing it. So
that's so true. I was at kids camp. past week, and a girl came, we had become friends on Facebook the year before, and she's like, oh yeah, I've watched all your videos, and she quoted all like my last 3 videos.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've never liked anything like
anything. So you never know. You never know who's watching. Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Now, and I love the fact that you said you got that wrap on people, because it's so important for us to always remember. Like, I have to go back and remember sometimes, like 9 out of 10 people get visible results the first time they use that wrap. Like it is magic. They tell us the people who wrap the most make the most.
Yeah. And you know what too? And I've done wrap parties. I've done a handful of wrap parties too. So, and I added it up. I think I got 14 loyal customers from wrap parties, just small wrap parties. They're not even parties. They're just like little wrap gatherings or whatever. Now I'm kind of morphing it into, I'm calling them try it before you buy it get-togethers, so that I'm not putting it out there as like, oh, you have to have a party. Just, hey, you want to try it before you buy it? I'll come over with all my products, including the wraps. You can try everything. The wrap, I'm going to charge you for it. Everything else, just try it. Drink the greens, try the chocolate greens, the shake, whatever. So I really, truly believe that. And I kind of come from a little bit of a party background. Years ago, I was doing the party plan, and I really kind of, I think it works.
Yeah,
it works. The parties work. You get loyal customers. If you're going to go to a party, you're going to automatically get at least a few customers right there. Even if they have 2 people over, you're going to get 2 loyal customers. So boom, in a couple hours, you just got 2 loyal customers. It's the easiest work.
Yeah. So. Like guaranteed. You get in somebody's house, they want your stuff.
Yeah. 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 I know. You have a captive audience, and they get excited, and then they see the wrap results, and then they're gonna be loyal customers.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so you went Ruby quickly.
Yeah.
Now, what did you do from there? What do you do kind of on a daily basis?
Okay, so on a daily basis, I was kind of telling you what I do. I do the normal things that everybody knows to do. I don't know if you really want me to go over that. Obviously, I respond to my messages. Something that I do, I make sure that I go to even just my followers and on Instagram and kind of just message them, whether or not they liked or didn't, especially when I was going for the promotion is when I really did that. I really try to just message my followers. Something that I think I do that's different than what everybody else might do, so maybe this will help people, is I really keep track of all my loyal customers on a spreadsheet, and I have the date of their shipment. So every day I'm looking at when someone's auto ship is going to go out, or soon, and then I contact them and I try to upsell. So I contact them and say, hey, your auto ship's coming up. I know you like the fat biters. How about the ThermoFit? We talked about the shake before. Do you want to add the shake? So I'm always trying to build a volume through that. And it's not just building volume, but it's building relationships with your customers, so that, let's say they decide they'll continue maybe after the 3 months. They'll continue. They may decide to become a distributor. You're building a relationship with them. So I kind of really keep track of my loyal customers. So I don't know if everybody does that. I think sometimes people get them on auto ship and they just let it go. I'm really always checking in with them.
I love that. No, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, some of my best distributors started as loyal customers.
Yeah.
So I love that. I mean, I've said it 100 times, but Kelly Brown was one of my loyal customers for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then we came and, was nursing and could only use the facial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, now she's.
Yeah. I know. Now she's Kelly Brown. So.
Super fun. But, and I love what you said. It made me think about the book Go for No. I don't know if anybody on here has read that book, Go for No, but they always talk about that the salesperson or the buyer should be the one who decides when the sale is over.
Yes.
And with that, even saying, is there any, like when you want somebody to be a product tester, say you do that message like, hey, I'm looking for a product tester, da, 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 da. And they say, oh yeah, I want to try the wraps. And then once you have them down for the wraps, now what I've started to do is go, is there anything else you would like at my discounted price to either?
Oh, true.
And then they're being able to say no, or they're like, oh, I could add something else. Like it just.
This is my husband's quote is always assume the sale. So because before I've told them, their 3 months are coming up, I'm going to let them know that like it's that I can shut off their auto ship. He's like, why? He kind of made me think, no, assume the sale, assume that they're going to keep going. And then, you can let them know that 3 months is coming up, but you're so, whatever, just keep, like you said, just keep on assuming the sale. Let them say no. Let them say they're stopping.
I love that. Okay. So if you were to say, kind of last little bit here, if you were to say,
Okay.
what would you like to tell somebody who's maybe going for a promotion, or do you feel like something you wish you had have heard, or maybe you did hear that you really have held on to?
Okay. Hold on. All right. My mind's going blank. Okay. Well, one, not to wait to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Is that weird? So something that I wish I had done. Oh, I know. So to get out of your box, like to get out of yourself, because I'm really just starting to learn that. There are certain people that I never messaged or never called or never asked. And now I was just talking to Julia about it. I said, listen, now I'm going double diamond. So I'm coming up with a plan. You know what I mean? And my plan is, okay, I'm going to go to all those people that I never actually went to. Like get out of your comfort zone. I know you've heard it a million times, but there's always, you keep building on that. So now I'm getting even more out of my comfort zone. Like, for example, now, okay, you have to realize, you have to have confidence in yourself and realize that we have such an amazing opportunity here. We have such an amazing product. Like, don't doubt yourself and don't doubt that. And to be confident in just sharing that with other people. I think, like, at first, when you're first getting started, maybe you don't have that confidence yet, but just be confident. Like today we were at Red Robin, and, you know, I'm really getting out of my box where I just said to the girl, you know, you're so sweet. You're so, you know, good to us. I'd love to tell you a little bit about what I do. Are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you. I think you'd be great at what I do. So I guess my advice is always build on getting more and more out of your comfort zone.
I love
Good?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I always hear the quote, your comfort zone is either constantly growing or constantly shrinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just your decision in that. And so you want to keep stepping outside of it so it's continually shrinking, because great things happen on the other side of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love what you said, and I love when I hear that all the time, like borrowing other people's confidence. And sometimes you need
that's true.
I always think it's good to write down things that have happened that are great with the business that you can go back to. Like,
yeah,
I got this message from somebody. They are so excited about how they feel. Or,
yes,
you know, this distributor is so excited on my team about what it's doing for her. And so I keep those things. So maybe some days when things get a little bit negative or I feel a little bit down, I can go back to that list and go, oh yeah.
Like, yeah, look at what we have here. You know, like, don't be afraid to share it because we have something amazing. Yeah.
I love that. You are so fun.
Thanks, Stacey.
And just encouraging. I mean, just to think, you are someone who's just praying for an opportunity, went to get her eyelashes done.
Yep. Yeah. So that, again, you never know when you're going to meet somebody. So don't be afraid to share it, because if Julia hadn't shared it with me, then where would I be? You know what I mean? So if you know what you have, just don't be shy about it. What can they say? No, thank you. So what?
Yeah. Then there's someone else who's wanted it and wants to try.
Yeah.
This could be your next diamond on your team.
That's right. And for Julia, I was. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Do I have to do anything?
If you'll mute yourself,
Yes, I will. Okay. I'll mute myself and stop the video.
You don't have to stop your video.
Okay. Trying to mute myself.
Why my screen is different. I do agree. Yeah, I do agree with that story. Messaging more people. Most don't respond, but they eventually. That's planting a seed. So I definitely agree with that. I can't find where to mute you either, but maybe after I'm
clicking on it, it's not like clicking.
Okay.
I'm going to try. I'll just turn off my volume on my computer. Will that help? That's my.
I got you. You're good, Gina. We got you going there. All right. Well, I am super excited about this next girl here too. I know she's been going for it, and I know even being on here, even Gina said it, but just stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit more. But Sarah, congratulations on going Ruby last month.
Thank you.
We see Story and Marcia cheering over.
We do.
So, Sarah, I would just love to hear about how you joined this business. How did you get in it? How did you come be a part of it?
Okay, so I guess last fall, I was talking to my husband a lot about wanting to try some kind of skincare. And I knew certain things were too expensive, and we're super frugal people. So I just never really jumped onto anything or bought anything. And then it turns out that on Christmas, I found out that he had been scheming with Marcia, who's my aunt. I don't say aunt-in-law. I don't just, no, she's like family. I don't do the whole in-law thing. And so I opened something under the Christmas tree, and he had gotten me that like Merry and Bright, I think was what it was called. It was some like skincare trio. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how did you know? And he's like, oh, I've been talking to Marcia. It's like, oh, okay. So I got that for Christmas, and I started using it. And so like within a week, I was like, man, I really like this. And so it was on New Year's Eve. I probably texted Marcia like 8,000 questions. And I teeter-tottered back and forth because I'm a teacher. I'm used to like, hanging out with 9-year-olds. So this is like super outside my comfort zone doing this right now. But she really made me feel good about it. And she really made me feel like, well, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing really. I mean, you get all that product from the get-go anyway, so even if it doesn't work out, at least I got some awesome stuff. So basically after sending her a million messages, I was just like, you know what? It'll be good. It'll be a new challenge for me. I like to challenge myself, like to try new things. So I just basically sent her one text and I said, okay, I'm in. What do I do? And then the rest is history.
Which is great. But you know what? I'm glad you sat there for a little bit because I heard somebody say this and I was like, man, that is so true. Yeah, on New Year's Eve, way to go, you're in. It's a new year, but they talk about like our steps to success. One is joining the party. 2 is getting your 4 little customers or going after your app rewards, and then 3 is going Ruby, getting those 3 distributors. But they stopped for a second and said, the hardest step in our steps to success is actually joining.
Right.
Because you're overcoming like a fear, and we kind of need to remember that sometimes as we're reaching out to somebody, or someone we think would be good, or just we're talking a lot to the things that might hold them back, that maybe they don't even want to be held back anymore, but that's an opportunity for us to help them step out
right.
a little bit, which I love that. Like, we're so glad you're a part.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So then kind of what happened from there? When did you start? When did your first distributor come along and that kind of stuff?
My first distributor I'll admit it was a long time coming. I was having really good success with loyal customers. Like that seemed to be okay because I was kind of like, I've always been like known as like a healthy and active person. And so I just kind of started incorporating the products into my life, and people like, got that and were able to like, come along with that. And so that was going well, but truthfully, it was probably at least 3 months. Marcia probably remembers better than I do. I know Marcia, transferred one to me, to help me build my team and, to not get discouraged, which was awesome. But I like really wanted to get one for myself. So I think it was about 3 months in, and basically I just thought back to college and I was like, there's like a couple of people that just really stick out in my mind that this would probably be something really good for them. And I was like, so I might as well try. And so I reached out to both of them, and it wasn't immediate, but it was maybe within a couple weeks, each one of them. And they were like, okay, I'll do it. So it was a long time coming, but it was worth it because when I got that first one for myself, I was like, all right, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. And I think that's important to know. I always think about, is it 6 months that it took for Cammie to get her first distributor? I mean, then she went Black Diamond eventually. So, there's a part of that was sticking in it and then just learning and going for it and then thinking back. I think that is so important. And that honestly, for me, I mean, there's mass recruiters out there. There's lots of different things. And I will say for me personally, one of the best things that I do for my business is exactly what you said. I stop and pause. Pray. Like, Lord, who is somebody that could really use this business, or who should I reach out to? And I try to reach out to, 3 people a day with just that thought, like, okay, who in my life now should I reach out to, And sometimes it takes some time. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they never answer, and sometimes they say yes. And that's just, part of it being the consistent with it. And so I love that. Okay, so last month you went Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think were some of the things you did last month that maybe helped you?
Like I said, I guess the consistency, I think, is the biggest thing. I was also able to do a little bit more during the summer because I'm not teaching, so I can post, a little bit more regularly. Whereas when I'm in school, it's kind of like before I go to work, when I get home, before I go to bed, which works. I mean, it's fine, but I saw that I was able to do more and get a little bit more creative. Like I had this thing at the end of the month that just dawned on me. It was like, become an LC, have coffee on me. And I was it was like for the last 2 days, I was offering either Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks to anybody that became an LC. So, it's fun to get creative like that. I think that for me, staying organized is a really big part of it. And I'm a visual person, so I don't know if anybody will be able to really see this, but this is my binder.
Okay.
And so all of these are the distributors. And then under the distributor tab is all their loyal customers, which like the first day they ordered, the first thing they got, and then I have a running thing of every month.
Wow.
And so once a week, I flip through the whole thing, and I just write down anybody that's auto ship is that week. And so then when I reach out to them, if I look at the sheet, kind of like what Gina was saying, you try the Fat Fighters, how about adding in ThermoFit? They're kind of like the dynamic duo. So it's kind of my go-to. Mm-hmm. And for me, it makes it a lot easier because it's not like I have to go into my e-suite and see what they ordered last month and try to, think of something that they haven't tried or might complement it. So I think organization is key. And then kind of another thing for me, I remember being a little bummed when I didn't get the $500 bonus. Okay. But I got bummed, but then I just kind of got over it, which I think is important to not like be your own worst critic. Like my goal every month is basically as long as I'm building or as long as it's pretty consistent, like that's fine. I just don't want to start going backwards. So it's kind of like the balance of putting as much as I can in, but also, being okay with, I didn't hit what I wanted to, but I'm going to do it next month. So I think kind of the balance of knowing that as long as you're gaining, gaining is growing.
Yes.
So I think those are kind of like what helped me to keep going.
I love that. I love that you said that too, because that is one of my ultimate favorite things that Cammie always says is that this business is 20% skill set and 80% mindset. And our minds are so powerful. And anyway, I remember being on a Zoom with other presidentials who are pushing for ambassador. And one of the girls was just talking about like, they were talking about closing the deal and stuff. And they were like, yeah, I would say, what was the numbers now? I can't remember. I think they were saying like, 4 out of 10 is usually who I close a deal on, but now I moved up to 8 out of 10. And I was like, hold up. I remember like writing the chat, I'm like, how did you move from 4 to 8? And they're like, it was really just my mindset. And I'm like, wait, all you're doing is messaging people. But she was like, yeah, in my mind, I don't know. But when our minds are, they're so powerful. So you put it out there and you don't give up and you don't compare yourself to everybody else because you do have to think about it. Some people, they have the fast to success stories, and other people, they have the I stayed consistent, that's like the hare and the tortoise story. And then you see it and it's like, was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it to never give up because that's really the only way you're going to fail in this business. Mm-hmm. So if you were to look back, is there anything that you would go, man, I wish I had have done something different when I started?
Just a couple of things come to mind, and I don't know if it's just like my audience or my friend base or what kind of combination it is. But for me, I sell probably 80% like everything else and like 20% wraps, which is, again, like I think it might just be, as I'm around a lot of athletes, I'm around a lot of nutrition people, and that's a part of it, the wrap, but I think that they see more appeal to like everything else we have to offer. Yeah. So I guess trying to continually grow interest in that because I haven't had, as much. I would kind of like to level it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then initially I remember it was like, I don't know, probably less than a month to me joining. And there was some article on Facebook that went viral about this distributor who approached a woman in Target that clearly had a newborn baby.
Okay.
And like the mom, posted about it or whatever. And I remember reading it. And I could understand, why the woman got upset, but I'm like, but there's nobody on my team that would have ever done it that way. Like, that's just, so I remember like I kind of got discouraged and I was like, oh shoot, am I like in the right thing? But then I was like, no, come on, Sarah. Like, I would have never done it that way. Nobody I know would have done it that way. So it's clearly, where some of that bad karma comes from is from people that aren't, really living out the company and, kind of living out the reputation in the right way. So I guess that's just, something we have to constantly remind ourselves of, because there are going to be people out there saying things, writing things. But if you know that you're going about it in the right way and everybody around you is, and that really should be all that matters, So
true. So true. I can't remember that whole statement, but I often think about that as like, if you don't want to ruffle people's feathers or bug, it's like be nothing, say nothing, do nothing,
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where it is if we worry so much about how everybody thinks. But we can know, man, I am running this business with the best integrity, and because I generally care about people, and we have an opportunity to bring moms home from work. We have an opportunity to, help families become full-time families. We have an opportunity to help people get their health goals in such a major, awesome way. Like, such a great thing to be trapped by other people's opinions or what we're worried about what other people might think is so defeating, but there is so much freedom when you can kind of get out of that and go, this is great. And I need to not worry about what everybody else is thinking.
Exactly.
So good. Okay, Sarah, it was so fun to have you on here.
Thank you.
And congratulations on going Ruby. Do you have one tip, or do you have one thing you would tell anybody who's saying, okay, I'm going to go Ruby this month because I'm going after that prize? What would you say to them?
I would really say to just stay as creative as you can, because when I did the things like the become an LC and have coffee on me, even if it didn't generate like immediate response, in terms of actually signing people, I saw a lot more traffic on what I was doing and a lot more interest. And, something like that is much more creative than, you just have the product picture and then you say something about the product, like kind of trying to make it more personable and more interesting to your audience, I guess, is kind of, just don't stop being creative, because anybody can post product pics, so try to like kind of, if you individualize it and make it more about how you can relate to it or how you relate to your customers, I think that's a big part of gaining more people. So
I love that. So good. Well, girl, we're ready for your next promotion coming up too.
Thank you.
We're not stopping here at Ruby.
No.
Diamond's not far behind.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So, Jess, I just unmuted you.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me?
Yes. And so I am excited about having Jess on here tonight. We talked about, when we were talking about this, we talked about some different Rubies in this business, and some of the things that Jess represents with this business is super fun. And so we laugh because Jess actually became a loyal customer at the same party Kelly was at. So they were two of my loyal customers. And I mean, I guess that you could kind of tell your story, but I will say this though. I reached out to Jessica to become a distributor in December. I remember I'll let you tell a little more of your story, but I remember reaching out to her and I did not hear from her. Cricket for 6 months, 5 or 6 months. Yeah. So
was it not longer than that? It was a long time.
December to May. Yeah. Right there, May. But anyways, okay. So Jess, share a little bit of your story. Because I'm thinking anybody on here that's like, okay, what am I going to do? I want to go Ruby this month. I think, but maybe things haven't worked out, or maybe I haven't really tried this business yet and I've been a part of it, but haven't really invested. I think you're just a great person to talk to. But anyways, tell a little bit of your story.
Okay.
How you got started.
Quick. So I had, let me see if I can't see you. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I guess it was your launch party, and we had met because, for those that don't know, our daughters played soccer together. Me and Stacy's girls did, and my oldest and her youngest. And when Stacy was always, I mean, she was always so busy, but I just felt a connection with her. And then as we got to talk, we found out we had like the same story in life, and it was really crazy. Here we were, these two blondes married to Mexicans and had two little girls, so it was kind of cool. But anyways, she was kind of, I felt like a godsend because my oldest daughter was going to public school and it was her first year, and I was really leery about it. I mean, I was homeschooled, so I was very nervous, and her being the secretary at the school, it was her first year. I felt like God put her there for me specifically, and I feel even stronger about that now. But anyway, so we became Facebook friends at some point, and she invited me after soccer was over and we were done with that. Was not my daughter's thing, and so it was it was your launch party you had invited me to, and I just needed some friends, and I just wanted to make some friends in my town, and not really coming. When I went to college, it was like before social.
Uh-oh, you froze on us, Jess.
Media, so I kept. Did it really freeze? Ah,
there you go.
Am I better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. I had to put it. Is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so she invited me to a party, and
oh shoot, you froze again.
I came. Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi. Hold on. Come on, Wi-Fi, work for me. Is that better?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So anyways, I needed the products. I was wanting to lose some weight after my third baby. And let me see, I've got this propped up on, I'm not going to tell you what it's propped up on. It's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, so I went, long story short, I was like, I'm going to try these products. This is awesome. This is everything I've been wanting. I've been needing some products because I need to lose 20 pounds, a lot more than that actually, but really 20 pounds. And so I got on the Thermofit and the Fat Fighters. In 2.5 months, I dropped 18.5 pounds. And I was so excited about the products. I didn't even think about the business. I had been in a direct selling type business, and you had to have parties, and you had to buy all this product, and you had to every fall and spring do. I couldn't do it. And actually, Stacy bought some stuff from me.
You did.
With my last company. I think you still use it too. But yeah, I still use my stuff. But I wasn't really interested in the business. I just wanted friends and products. And so I don't know, it was almost a year later, right, from the original launch party or something. I don't remember. The BOGO wraps came on, and it's the first time I had seen BOGO wraps, but you can only get them as a distributor. So I was like, and I told my sister, I was like, let's do this. Let's get these wraps, And so I really wanted the wraps, and I really wanted the $120 product credit, because I call myself a product whore. I know that's horrible to say, but I love products. Like, I've cut Kelly Brown's hair. I'm like, just bring me products. I'm fine. Just bring me products. I love products. So I just wanted products. So I got my sister to join as a DT, and then Stacy got me some customers. I got me some customers, and that was it. I was like, got my products, got my BOGO wraps, got my sister's BOGO wraps. And then I was like, peace out for a whole year.
She was. Okay, and you signed for the $9.99 thing. Don't give up on them yet.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I was like, I think I went to some trainings because at Cherries, more to hang out with people and just kind of learn. But honestly, what crippled me, I was really fearful. I was very, very fearful. People that meet me for the first time, I'm very talkative, and so they don't probably know this about me, but growing up, I was always told, don't think you're better than anybody else, you know? And being like that and then getting into a business like this, you have to really believe that you can do it, you know? And I never really had that, you know? And so I guess it was a year after that. I don't have my timelines correct, but when Sherry Lynn went ambassador, and again, I wasn't doing anything. You know, my husband said, well, why don't you do that?
She wasn't doing anything, guys. Like, I would send her a text like, hey, we're doing this. And I wouldn't hear anything from her. Like, I would see her at school because at this time I had quit at the school because my business had grown. And so we would pick up our girls at the same time at the end of the day of school, and we'd walk by each other. And I think every time she saw me, she would apologize. I had a time. I just time this business. I'd be like, it's okay. I was like, girl, don't worry. You don't have to worry this business anymore. I was ready to give up on you. But then something happened a year later. This is a whole year.
A whole year later. Yeah. He told me, he's like, why don't you do that? And I just looked at him like, I can't do that, you know? And he was like, you can do that. And it was just something like that, you know, just something simple saying you can do that. I was like, maybe I can do that, you know? And, you know, our pastor always says God's not a respecter of persons. What he'll do for one, he'll do for the other. And I've heard that my whole life, but I've never really like took it to actually put it to practice. So I was like, okay, I'll try this. And so I don't remember when that was. It was like spring, summerish, last year, I think. I don't know anyways. But so I was like, well, I'm going to try this. And so I started, I didn't even message really a lot. I was just putting out posts and really getting aggressive about it. And I went Ruby in like 30 days or less. And
you did that all by posting.
All by posting. Yeah. Everybody contacted me. Like I wasn't messaging anybody. That was a whole nother situation. Like
but you were posting every day.
Yes. Yeah. Just posting every day. I went Ruby real quick. And just the enthusiasm, people would tell me, you know, they would say, and this was all warm market. I wasn't like building yet on social media. I mean, as far as like cold messaging or friending anybody or anything like that, it was all warm market people. So just, you know, just putting my posts out there and being excited about it. Everybody was excited about it with me. And, so I hit my warm market really well. I went Ruby, my sister went Ruby, my friend went executive. I got my sister-in-law in, and we went on the cruise, and it was awesome. And then I was built past Emerald, and then I hadn't been really building building. And so anyways, over the course of like figuring out how to like build on social media and balance work and life, and it's been awesome. But yeah, just the enthusiasm of it, just going from like just being excited about something and showing my results, you know. I posted my own personal wrap photos, which was, I didn't tell people at first they were me. It's like, look at my client. Hey, look at my customer. She got awesome results. And yeah, so I did that. Or, you know, at first I would just message them to like just ladies, and I was like, I've got to post these, you know. So, and they weren't huge, but for me they were huge, you know. They weren't like the major ones, but you could tell the difference. And so I did that, and I think I posted my husband's. So, and that, yeah, just doing that was awesome.
Yeah. So I think one of the things we could definitely say is you were a product of the product. Well, you love the product. You talked about liking product, and that's just a huge thing too. We always do talk about that. Like if you become a product of the product, you start falling in love with things, you're going to be excited about it. People are going to want to be a part of what you're excited about, whether that's the business or whether that's your health or how you feel, which is good. And then, you know, you did it. You're like, okay, I'm excited. You finally found a place that you believe. And I just strongly encourage you all, like, find people that you can borrow their belief if you don't believe yet. Like, because there is someone out there who 100% believes in you, you know, like, and just like Jess said, God is no respecter of persons. What he'll do for one, he'll do for all, you know? And so you can totally do this business. Like if I could stop and just like look each and every one of you on here in the eyes and go, you could totally do this business. Like 100%. I know that, like, I believe that, and so having those people in your life that come around and say, you can do this. And that's why we talk about it is important to go to trainings and be around. And I think that's just key for Jess. You is like, I am somebody looking for friends, but just sitting there, that's where you can start to borrow people's belief. And like, that's what Jess did. She was like, oh, I started, and she finally got her own belief from something simple. Her husband said, like, you could do this too. Like, why not? And it clicked in her. But then it was like, okay, so now my sister-in-law, now my friend, now, and just all these people in your life that you're like, oh, if I can do it, they can do it too. And that's kind of really how this business grows, And so I love that. Sorry, I feel like I was just supposed to stop and tell everybody you can do this. Like you, whoever you is right there on the other side of the screen, you can do this. You can go to conference and know, man, sitting at conference, I just sit there and go, anybody can do this business. If you just stick with it, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to, grow a little or change a little or, reach out a little more, it's so worth it. You can do it. Anyways, Jess, you can do it, huh?
Yes.
And now, Jess, you're sitting here as someone who, didn't do anything for a whole year. You used the product for a year, but didn't really do anything else. I don't know, when you signed up, you didn't really have a plan to do anything except get BOGO wraps.
Yeah, cover my product, cover my habit.
Yeah, and cover your habit. And then now you're built for double diamond, which is just crazy to think, like beyond. And so I just think that's exciting. But I think just sitting here, you can see, I have people who joined my team during the $9.99 that went Ruby last month, which is so exciting. Somebody can go Ruby in 30 days. So if you're sitting here on this Zoom, like, I just joined, what do I do? Well, we take and we grasp from everything. We have that awesome boot camp that kind of tells you exactly what you need to do, if you're willing to take time and go through that. Or if you're like, I've kind of been floating around a little bit, or even like Sarah, like I wasn't kind of sure at first, but then I started thinking about people I could ask. And then she did, wherever you're sitting on the other side of this, you can do it, you can just apply yourself and go for it. And I think that's another thing is we can't be scared of failure.
Right.
It's like, oh, if I try, if you try, you're probably going to fail. Like I can tell you tons of ways I've failed in this business. That's not, but trying something new, you're always going to fail. But that's what I've been telling a lot of my newer people is like, this is a learn as you go thing, like sometimes you're just going to mess up and other times you're going to go, wow, this turned out incredible. I don't know how it happened, but this is awesome. And that's exciting. You learn to go, okay, I won't do that again. And this is definitely what I need to do again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also it helps to not feel like you have to have it all figured out. I think I have like this little tiny bit of green somewhere in me that feels like I need to know everything before I get started. And otherwise I deal with a lot of fear and, and stuff like that. And just not letting that stop you. And then just coming to the realization that if you want something, nobody else is going to make it happen for you. You have to, for me, it was very simple. Other people, everybody's vision is different, but just not being afraid of people. I think I was reading a motivational quote one day and they're like, I don't remember what the percentages was. It was like 80% of people don't do anything because of what they think everybody else is going to think about them, but really nobody else is thinking about them. Not in a bad way, but like nobody's really worried. Nobody's judging you like you think, go out there and crush your goals because nobody's hung up on it like you are. I think a lot of times the fear and the anxiousness of what other people will think is like the biggest hindrance.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I love that. And I do know there are green people, but I always think back to Rhonda Hartman when she did our Zoom where she was like, oh, I don't know, but we'll go find out. This is so fun. Like people do, follow that, the excitement more than anything than that kind of belief in yourself. And so I love that. Okay. Anything you want to tell somebody that's, going for a promotion, whether it's going for this Ruby deal that sounds awesome. I want to know what the $200 gift is. I'm kind of feeling jealous already. And then like, if they're like, okay, I still have that 10,000 diamond or that 5,000 that's going to happen. What would you say to someone who's, wanting to promote this month? What should they do?
I would say not to count out the people that, that in your head you don't consider a possibility. All the people that have been loyal customers for me, none of them are anybody I ever wrote down. It's horrible. I had lists of all these people that I was like, surely they need this. And they, and I would message them, but this was later. Not at first, but I would, just do all this stuff to, try to get them. And none of them ever yet. I mean, some of them, but I got all these loyal customers and even distributors, people that I never thought in my head I had prejudged that would not have anything to do with what I'm doing. And I think when you're, just never count anybody out. You never know where somebody's journey is. I've been counted out of so many things because people see me and think one thing and get to know me and know something completely different, oh, she wouldn't be interested or whatever. And I think you shortchange people by judging just surface level, what they do or do not need. And you never know who really needs this opportunity. What is the statistics that every 6 months people go through a life change? I mean, one of the girls on my team, now she is somebody I wrote down very beginning, and she promoted already within 30 days this month. But, she's somebody I wrote down, right away. But that's not always the case. She told me no for a year. And then it's been, a year later, she's like, okay, I'll do it. And she's rocking it. But just don't count anybody out, give everybody the chance you would want to have.
Yeah. And
then just see what happens from there.
I love that. Yeah. Just cast the net. I mean, don't worry about, who jumps in or who takes it, because I think that we never know who's praying for an opportunity, whether it is like what you said, praying for more friends, or like Gina said, like praying for a chance to come home from work, or, even like Sarah, she's like, I just wanted nice skincare, and so things start a certain way and they can turn into something completely different too. And that's what's so exciting about this business. And so, thank you, Jess. We're excited about your promotions coming up. And, guys, we have one of the things I know Sarah talked about and Jean talked about, reaching back out to their loyal customers. One of the things I always do is I'll invite them to some of our Facebook parties and just say, hey, you can find out more about some product here, or say, hey, I still, you could learn about the product and the business if you're interested, or something like that, and just reach out to them that way. I've gotten people to join that way too, which is tons of fun. But I'm going to stop one more time and just tell you guys, you can do it. You can totally do this business. If you get anything out of it, whether you're, bubbly and outgoing, or whether you're a little more quiet, or whether you just need some extra friends, you can totally do this business. It is so possible. And if you choose to focus more on what you want than how you feel, you will do this business in such a great way. And so I'm going to pray for you guys. That's okay. Okay. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for every person that watches this, that's watching it right now, that's just there, maybe even struggling with fear. I feel like we've talked about that a lot tonight. Fear to step out, fear to kind of go all in and commit to something, fear of what people think, fear of failing. God, we just come against all that in Jesus' name, because your word says that perfect love casts out all fear. And so, God, we just want to function our business and our lives out of your love. And I pray that you would just, whatever need might be anywhere in here that people are asking for and hoping for in their hearts, Lord, that you would meet them tonight. I pray that you bless our business. I thank you for giving us this opportunity. I thank you for the people that you have allowed us to meet through this, and the ordained moments that that could happen in an eyelash place, God, that you ordain our steps everywhere we go. We thank you for it. And we we come to you with thanksgiving and we present a request to you that, Lord, you would bring the people in our business that you would want in our business, and that we wouldn't pass by somebody, God, who's maybe just hoping and praying for an opportunity like this. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Y'all are awesome. Oh, wait. I guess I should take a picture really quick, huh? Are y'all going to smile on here? Take your videos off or take your black screens off? Okay, let me put up this screen a little bit. Okay, we got most of you on here. That was good. Now I need to remember what. Okay, there it is. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Okay. Y'all are awesome. Have a great night. We'll see you Wednesday at our party.